Welcome back to the channel. My name is Invade, and we're going to go over today my top 5 NBA 2Ks that are impactful to me. Now, if you like this list, please leave a like and leave a comment. And if you don't, then tell me why and what list it is for you that are the most impactful for you. Now, I'm going to start at NBA 2K10 and go up from there. So 2K10 all the way to 2K25, what have been the ones that have been most impactful for you? Let me know in the comments. Without further ado, let's get into the video. All right, so this was really hard for me to do, only because I have so many experiences with 2K because I've been playing since NBA 2K7. So most impactful ones is really tough for me. So let's go. I'm gonna go for top 5. I'm gonna go, this is in no particular order, okay? I don't want to say this game is the one that was the most impactful or the best game. This is in no particular order. It's just my top 5, and maybe I'll do a video on the particular order of what I would put the games at. So the first one, I'm gonna go NBA 2K10. Reason why is because that's when my career was actually added, and that was crazy. Just the aspect of having going to the G League, having to work your way up to the G League, getting bounced out or being demoted to where you had to stay in the G League where you didn't get drafted. It was just a new aspect of a game that Live had never introduced, because you got to remember Live was still pretty active at this point. But at 2K10, I think is when 2K10 or is when 2K generally started to take over the basketball simulation aspect of the game. I can vividly remember being in 9th grade and 10th grade around the time. Yes, I'm considered an old head. It's okay. But in like literally skipping school, I can remember my stomach or acting like my stomach hurt. I can remember acting like I had to throw up. I can remember skipping basketball practice to go home and play the game. I can remember telling the nurse I got a doo-doo just so I could go home to play the game. And I would spend hours and hours and hours and hours playing to get my character up to a 99 overall. And back then there was no skill point. I mean, there was no VC or anything. It was all skill points. So you had to play games to get there, which made the game even more like fun to do. Now, the reason why I was doing all this is because this is also the first rendition or iteration of crew mode, which is now called pro-am mode. Now, back then, crew mode was you could literally have, all you needed was 2 people. If you had 2 people in the game, you could literally pick a team. So you would have, if you didn't have 5 people, you would pick a team. Or really, if you had 5 people, you would pick a team anyway. And if you only had 2, then what would happen is you would go into the game and 3 of the AI would take over the other positions. So for example, if you had a point guard and a shooting guard and you're playing with the Lakers, then Ron Artest, Pau Gasol, and Andrew Bynum would be the other 3 that are playing on your court. Now, that would be the AI of the characters that were playing on your court. Then you could sub in Kobe for you whenever your guy got tired, or Derek Fisher for your point guard whenever your guy got tired, and things along the lines of that. But you always control just the point guard or the shooting guard, or whoever your position was, you controlled them, and then the AI took care of the rest. So generally back then, you thought, I think 2K10, you saw a lot of Orlando Magic with like Dwight Howard, JJ Redick, Rashard Lewis, like people like that. They would play with those teams, or and people along the line of that. That's neither here nor there, but I worked on my character to get there. Now, the worst thing about the game is that there was a hacking thing with Cheat Engine where you could literally have 7-2 centers that could do everything because there was no caps in the game. So 99, 99, 99, everything. So we're talking centers dribbling like prime Kyrie Irving, shooting like prime Steph Curry, dunking like prime Shaq and LeBron at the same time, swatting like Mutombo and getting things out the way. It was a really crazy experience back then, but I can just vividly remember how much I enjoyed the game and how great it was. That is definitely going on my top 5 list of NBA 2Ks. Moving forward, I'm gonna go to NBA 2K11 after that, and obviously I have to. NBA 2K11 was game changing from the standpoint of just how the game flowed and felt. Back then the netcode was way better than what it is now, and I don't know if it was because a lot of people wasn't playing 2K heavy back then, or if they just had it because Park didn't exist and all that type of stuff. But it was just great. Back then I used to literally play Play Now nonstop. I played Play Now to the point that my life was consumed with it. I used the Wizards. That was like right when John Wall got drafted. I used the Wizards. I used to shoot with Nick Young. He had that textbook jump shot, which has always been a great jump shot. JaVale McGee, Andre Blatch. I'm trying to think who else was on the Wizards. There were some really good people on the Wizards. That team, even though they were awful in the NBA, got slept on in the 2K11. They were very, very good to play with, and I played with them nonstop. Absolutely enjoy them. And I can just remember just everything from the Jordan mode to obviously the career mode, to crew mode still being there. I just remember everything just being just fun to play. And yeah, like I said, that's just one that's near and dear to my heart. I may not feel like that now if I played it, but just a game that was near and dear absolutely to my heart. So that's for sure. The next one I'm gonna go with is NBA 2K15. Obviously, that's when we got Park added into it. And obviously that changed the game, because now not only are you not having to play 1v1 in a 5v5 format against people and play now, but now you're playing 3v3 in a format there. And now on top of that, you get to play with your friends, and y'all competing against other people with your my players. And it just changed the game in that aspect. Very, very fun. Period, point blank. You guys already know 2K15 crazy. I'm gonna then go 2K16. I know a lot of people are gonna say 2K17. I'm gonna go 16 because, and there's one particular reason. This is the first time that I ever hit Legend. Just so you guys know. But this is the first time that I ever hit Legend. There was a move, and if you guys are privy to this, then you'll know it. But there was a move that if you were dribbling the ball and you tapped X or square, depending on what you played, and you held if you held the left stick down or whatnot, it would almost do a snatchback. It was basically the snatchback before the snatchback existed, for like actually doing a snatchback. And I remember playing the game, and I was always good at it, but I always felt like I wasn't as good as I could be. And when I learned that from watching YouTube, it just opened the game to even more of a level than what I ever could remember it being at. And so once we did that and I told my friend how to do it, bro, it was like at that point we played the game nonstop, because we knew that we were going to fry people. We rarely lost anyway, but now we definitely wasn't losing. And with the builds we had, it was just, things was going crazy because you could pretty much back then do everything anyway. So it was just a really, really fun time playing the game from NBA 2K16. So far we have NBA 2K10, we have NBA 2K11, we have NBA 2K15, and we have NBA 2K16. Now, I know a lot of guys are gonna say NBA 2K17 is the next one that's really impactful for them. I'm not gonna say 17. Reason why is because that was when they added in archetypes, and they pretty much made it to where you can't do everything that you used to do. And I was a really big fan of the archetypes. Even though I was good in the game, it just wasn't. Now, what I am gonna tell you is NBA 2K18, that was the game, bro. I'm lying to y'all. Y'all all know NBA 2K18 was trash, so we're not gonna even talk about that. I had a very traumatic experience with NBA 2K18. Very traumatic. Write in the comments if you want to know about how that worked. I'll make a video if you guys want to know, but that was a traumatic experience for NBA 2K18. I'm actually gonna go with 2K20. And the reason I'm gonna go with 2K20 is because that was prime COVID time. That was when everybody and their mama was home playing 2K. That was when the what was it? God dang it, what was that build? I can't remember the build name, but you only needed like a 74-3 to be able to shoot consistently. That was a hop step bonanza. Power forwards were really good because you could shoot over everyone. It was just a fun time to play the game. So I'm gonna go with NBA 2K20 after that. And being the fact that everyone was home, streaming was popping off, competitions was happening all over the world. Pro-Am was starting to grow a little bit more. But yeah, it was just a lot of fun to play, regardless of everything. And like I said, everybody was home, so you knew you was gonna have viewers, you knew you was gonna have a good experience. Parks was lit, YouTube content was lit, like I said, streams was lit, game was lit, dribbling was cool. Everybody was just having fun on the game. So yeah, only bad thing about that was when they changed that October, they added that witch, and that witch lagged everybody, so you couldn't really play Park like heavy because that witch. But outside of that, man, everything was just fun to play the game. So those are gonna be my top 5. Let me know what you guys think about the top 5, and if it is a gas top 5 or if I'm just an old head. But that's gonna be it for this video, man. I'll catch y'all later. Peace.